In the heart of New York City, nestled within the vibrant streets of Washington Heights, a young artist began to weave his path in the music industry. His name? Sean Mims, better known by the stage name Mims. His breakthrough moment came with the release of This Is Why I'm Hot in 2007. More than just a song, the track was a cultural phenomenon. It was a musical explosion that people felt across the nation. Its catchy hook and distinctive rhythm captivated listeners, catapulting Mims into the limelight. However, this wasn't just a fleeting moment. The track was a fundamental part of Mims' debut album, Music Is My Savior. Unlike other albums, this record did more than just chart. It became a staple in the hip-hop world. Many people celebrated Mims' ability to craft tracks that were both lyrically insightful and sonically compelling. A whole generation could relate to his music, and the album's success cemented him as more than just a one-hit wonder. He was a serious artist in the hip-hop community. So then, what happened? Why did he disappear from the spotlight soon after? To understand this, we'll need to turn back time and take a look at the beginning of his career. For Mims, Washington Heights was the place where the pulsating rhythms of urban life blended with his dreams of being a musician. His life here was about immersing himself in a culture rich with musical influences. It was a place where every street corner echoed with beats and rhymes. The streets of Washington Heights weren't just a backdrop to his childhood. They were the canvases where he painted his musical aspirations. He absorbed the eclectic mix of sounds into music. This included hip-hop beats blaring out of car stereos and melodic rhythms of Latin music in the air. Mims used these diverse musical influences as the building blocks of his unique style. With the sheer success of This Is Why I'm Hot, audiences across America could see his undisputed talent. It was confirmation that the Washington Heights star could shine brightly on the national stage. The song topped the Billboard Hot 100 charts, clearly showing how much people loved his music. It soon became a club favorite and a radio staple. It was also certified 2 times platinum for selling over 2 million copies. Even the ringtone version of the track was a success, going 5 times platinum in the United States for selling 200,000 copies, and platinum in Canada for selling 1 million copies. Talk about success! Critically, the song was also a smash, with many reviewers celebrating its reflection of the mid-2000s hip-hop scene. Even today, people praise it for capturing the essence of the era. Following this, his debut album, Music Is My Savior, had a deeper meaning. It showed off his significant connection to music. Its release took him on a journey from the streets of Washington Heights to the top of the music charts. Both the album and hit song played a crucial role in catapulting Mims to fame. Many people praised the record as being a declaration of his artistic identity. They saw it as a unique blend of his experiences, influences, and aspirations. It was a celebration of his journey, which was marked by determination, talent, and a deep love for music. In the hip-hop world, Mims had not just arrived, he had made an eternal mark, setting the stage for a career that would take many more twists in the years to come. But as the curtains fell on the debut record's success, Mims faced a new set of challenges. His second album, Guilt, was released in 2009. It was a critical moment in his career, a test of his ability to replicate the success of his debut. Like the first album, the tracks on Guilt wove through various themes and showed off Mims' versatility as an artist. However, unlike the immediate acclaim for his first album, fan and critical reception was much more mixed for this next record. It struggled to capture the explosive impact of his earlier work. These challenges were a contrast to the early days of his career with chart-topping success. This wasn't just about numbers or chart positions. It was also about the shifting landscape of the music industry and the evolving taste of the audience. During this time, Mims' relationship with his record label became strained. Most people recognize that the music industry is a maze of artistic expectations coupled with commercial pressure. With Guilt, Mims was at the center of this tension. He had to navigate creative differences while also dealing with the intricate dynamics of the music business. This moment was a turning point for Mims as his frustrations with his label grew. The core of this conflict with Capitol Records came from financial disagreements and the label's alleged mismanagement. Originally, Mims had entered a joint venture with Capitol. He expected a fair split of profits after expenses. However, he later accused the label of inflating expenses and withholding earnings, which he claimed he was rightfully due. This eventually led to a prolonged legal battle. Mims sought millions in unpaid earnings from Capitol. The lawsuit revolved around his earnings from 2007-2008. Essentially, it was all the revenue he got from This Is Why I'm Hot. His experiences with his label significantly slowed down his career's momentum. He argued that Capitol failed to support Guilt properly, which he claims led to its underperformance. This apparent lack of support, along with the financial dispute, created a rift. Following the album's lack of commercial success, it was clear that Mims felt disillusioned. For an artist whose career began with such promise and acclaim, the hurdles with Guilt and following struggles with the record label were disheartening. Eventually, this led to Mims completely severing his ties with Capitol Records. This was more than simply a professional setback. It was a personal reckoning, a moment of reflection about his future in the music industry. In facing these industry challenges, Mims' journey took a critical turn. His dreams faced a complex reality. The experiences with Guilt and the record label pushed him toward a new direction. There was no chance another label would sign him again after the drama with Capitol Records. So this meant there was very little chance he would ever appear in the spotlight again. They led him to explore new horizons beyond the confines of the music industry and away from the pressures of fame. But where did he end up? Well, in the uncharted territory of technology. You might think this transition was a retreat from his musical roots, but that's simply not true. Instead, it was an expansion of his artistic expression into a new realm. With the digital age reshaping the music industry, Mims took the opportunity to blend his love for music with the untapped potential of technology. The core of his technological shift was the creation of Recordgram. This innovative app allowed aspiring artists and seasoned producers to collaborate, but without the traditional gatekeeping of the music industry. Artists could now connect directly with producers, completely revolutionizing the way music was produced and shared. Mims' leap into technology was a statement. Sure, it signaled that he was moving away from the spotlight to operate things behind the scenes, but it also showed his awareness of the evolving music landscape and his desire to empower artists. Instead of confining his creativity to the recording studio, Mims showed that artists could transcend genres and mediums. He was no longer a rapper in the spotlight. He was a visionary at the crossroads between music and tech. But this was just the start of things for Mims. Given the success of Recordgram, Mims made the decision to leave the music industry for good and move into the tech world permanently. Sure, he did release some music in the meantime. Namely, he released 2 mixtapes between 2009 and 2012, neither of which charted. He also appeared on several remixes of hugely popular artists like Snoop Dogg, Kylie Minogue, and Jason Derulo. However, this still wasn't enough to bring him back to the spotlight. He rebranded Recordgram to Creator App, which signaled a refined vision and broader ambition. The new app was more comprehensive than Recordgram, and its impact on the music industry became clear. It dismantled traditional barriers and created a new culture of collaboration and creativity. Today, his powerful role in the music industry may not be as obvious as it once was. After all, he's no longer a chart-topping rapper. However, he has instead become a creative force who has successfully bridged the gap between music and technology. His move away from the spotlight has helped him to challenge the status quo, while also paving the way for future innovations. To many people, his journey from Washington Heights to the forefront of tech entrepreneurship is an example of his sheer adaptability, creativity, and enduring influence. And he's not the only one to make this change. His journey from a rap icon to a tech entrepreneur was part of wider changes in the industry. Many other artists have also decided to become innovators because of Mims' success. There's been a growing trend of artists using technology to extend their creative capabilities and business skills. You might not see Mims on the charts, but you can definitely feel his impact on the industry. Other artists are now redefining their roles. They're not simply performers, but entrepreneurs and innovators. He has inspired them to consider how they can use technology to enhance their careers and redefine their roles in the industry. Mixing art and technology is no longer just a possibility, but a necessity. In an industry that changes as much as the music industry, that's a pretty good achievement to have. So, it appears that his seemingly drastic move to the tech world was driven by his experiences in the music industry. These experiences reveal the limitations and challenges that artists face. particularly in terms of production and distribution. They soured his view of the music industry and pushed him away from the spotlight. By creating a platform like Creator App, Mims managed to address these challenges head-on. He also created new opportunities for artists to collaborate and produce music more efficiently and creatively. This journey from music to tech has also challenged traditional norms in the music industry. By retreating from the spotlight, Mims has opened up a conversation about the future of music production, technology's role in artistic expression, and artists' evolving career paths in the digital age. His success in the tech world shows that you don't have to stay in the spotlight to be successful. You can do just as well, if not better, from behind the scenes.